Hi, and welcome back to the T on Realty. I'm your host, Rachel Jackson, a broker associate with Exit Real Estate Gallery. I want to welcome everybody back to a new podcast this week, and we're going to get right into the T on Realty. This week, we're going to be talking about short sales. And I know that is going to be a hot topic because a lot of people thinking and feeling that, with the upcoming year, 2021 coming in, that there's going to be fluctuant. The market is going to be flooded with foreclosures and short sales. So I decided that I'll just drop in and kind of talk about short sales. So in a nutshell, a lot of people, as far as real estate agents concerned is, I ain't even gonna lie. When I have a customer and they reach out to me and they're like, hey, I'm interested in this property, blah, 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 and I go online, I go on my MLS and I look up the property and it says it's in a short sale or a pre-foreclosure. I don't know, like me, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other agents feel the same way. I just like roll to the back of our heads when we see that it's a short sale, because the term short sale is nothing short about the process. So when you go in and you decide that, hey, I want to get this short sale, I want a pre-foreclosure home or whatever the case may be, just know that it is not a short process. And so today I'm going to just be talking about on both sides of the transaction as far as a buyer is concerned and a seller is concerned, what is really involved and how a real estate agent is entangled into a short sale. So initially, a short sale is when someone is typically behind in payments or is upside down in payments on their mortgage, and they either don't want to go into a foreclosure status, and so they apply through their their mortgage company to be a short sale. And I say apply because just because you're upside down or you're behind on a mortgage, you can't just decide on your own that you're going to short sell your property as an owner. That is something that your lender has to give you approval for. So some people get the perception that, oh, I'm behind on my mortgage, so I'm going to go ahead on, I'm going to sell this house and as a short sale, and I'm going to be okay. But a short sale must get approval from the mortgage holder. Now, if you know, and that is because the mortgage holder has already kind of started the process with trying to reach you, to letting you know that it's probably going to be getting into pre-foreclosure status. So that is the time that if you are going to be trying to go in that avenue of being a short sale, sell your home on a short sale, that's the time to do that. Or I would say if you know in advance, if you want to avoid a short sale, maybe if you know in advance, let's say you lost your job and they gave you 60 days severance, and you know that after 60 days, there is no way you're going to be able to pay your mortgage. So while your mortgage is current, before you even get to the point where you missing a payment on your mortgage, I would suggest you get with a realtor, get with your tax advisor and a lawyer, and see what your outside. And maybe you should put your house on the market while you still in good standing and have severance for 2 months to pay it for the next 2 months. Put it up for sale, get it done, and get it. But if you're not able to do that and you lost your job or whatever the case may be and you're behind and the pre-foreclosure process has started, then you would have to submit, you would get with a realtor, because you're going to need to know what's the market value for your home right now. That is a must, because when you submit your application to say that you want to see if you qualify to sell your home as a short sale, that's one of the documentations that's going to be needed, is what is the value of your home in its current market state. So with that, you would submit your paperwork to, you would tell your mortgage company your hardship. You would submit the application based upon what they said. Now, before you do all this, you need to get advice from a real estate attorney, from tax people, because you need to know how, if you do go along with this process of short selling, how is it going to affect you tax wise for the tax season for the current year and things of that nature. So those are things that you have to do on your own. Your realtor cannot do that for you. We are not lawyers. We cannot advise you on tax stuff, things of that nature. That'll be, now we are a certified tax preparers and advisors, then yes, we can give you advice in those lines. But if we're not, we're going to stay in the realtor lane. We're going to stay with giving you the value of your home, and you are to present that to your lawyer, to your tax advisor, and things of that nature. Now, we can intercede and help you when it comes to dealing with your mortgage company, because they're gonna need to know who your realtor is, who you're gonna be trying to use to sell this home, because we have to give them those numbers as far as what the market says your home is currently worth based upon what you owe. So if you're behind and you're in the rears, or you're upside down, then you definitely need to at least try to sell the home to cover what you owe. Now, some people get in this thing and they're like, oh, okay, I owe $175,000, but my house right now in current good value, the market says my house is worth $220,000. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to list my house at $220,000. I'm going to pay off the mortgage and I'm going to keep the difference. No, you're not. Because if you're going to short sell your home, the seller, the owner, cannot make a profit. You should have did that if you were in good standing. Then you could sell your house for more than what you owe, and then you can make the difference. But when you get into that short sale line, can't do that anymore. You can't make a penny. So the sale of that home, one, should at least cover what you owe if the market allows it, plus the commission of the listing agent, because that's how we get paid, off commission, and that's what we have to encounter that into the sale price and the net. And that's something that the lender has to approve of. So no matter what numbers that you could come up with or how you're going to come up with it, the bank, your mortgage company, as the owner of that property, is the point who gets the last final say so. So when we're on the buyer side, and we're seeing this property and we're showing it and we want to get an offering on this property, me as a realtor, I always tell the customer, as soon as I see that this house is a short sale, I immediately say, hey, it's not going to be a short process. I don't know how long you have to move, but this could take months. Typical closing, 45 days or less. Short sale, at least 60, 90, 6 months even sometimes. It just depends on how fast the bank is moving, how fast the person who's over your file is moving, and everything like that, how much things are in order, because you get somebody that's just sit on your file and don't move that fast. So they have it might be a overabundance of files, and so they not getting into it as fast as you would like. So I always tell a customer who's definitely interested in getting a short sale that do not expect to close, and at minimum, give it at least 6 months. They be like, dang, that's a long time. I'm like, it could be shorter. It could be 4 months, but you're not finna close on this short sale in 30 days. Now, I have come into contact with some agents where the process has been going on back and forth with the bank, and they have a good rapport with the person who is over the person's mortgage. And so you do get that agent sometimes in the bank, the lender, or who's over their short sale file, that move pretty quickly. They like, okay, they get a file, they look at it, compare the numbers, and they actually get back with you within 30 days. That's the kind of person that you want at the mortgage company, whoever the person's mortgage is held with, to be dealing with. Because those are the people that's going to get you closed in 90 days or less. But if you don't have that motivated person, that person that's not a procrastinator, or they don't have an abundance of caseloads or short sales or other loan documents on their file, then it's going to be 60 to 90 days before, not even talking about closing, before they even get back with you to say, oh, okay, we'll accept this offer. So when you're a buyer and you have a buyer's agent and your agent on my side, I'll tell the customer, listen, I will always like to reach out to the listing agent and say, hey, how long has this short sale been going on? How good of a rapport are you with their lender? Do they answer you quite frequently? Do they move pretty swiftly? Because I just might have a customer that's interested, and I kind of want to write the offer out in enough time so I don't have to keep writing extensions. So if you say, hey, they move real slow, every time I send them an offer, it takes them at least 60 days for them to come back with a yay or a nay after 6 days. So, write your offer for at least I would say 90 days to get a response back from the bank. And see, I respect agents like that because they done probably got other offers, so they kind of know the time frame. They kind of know the person they're dealing with. So they kind of put me on game so I could tell my customer as a buyer, hey, listen, this is what's going to happen. I know you want this house. This house is a short sale house. The listing agent has already said that the bank is kind of slow moving with the process. They've been getting back with them with offers that they've submitted within 60 days at the earliest. So I would suggest we write this offer for at least 90 days to 4 months. So, and we could put contingent upon our offer is, we always put in a contract that if we see another house that we like and this one hasn't responded yet, that we can void our contract and move on to purchasing a new home. And you put that in your offer like, hey, this offer is contingent upon us not finding another home prior to the 90 days, or if the bank doesn't get back with us within 90 days. But if the bank gets back with you and you haven't found another home yet, then you're good to go. So I always put that option in because you don't stop looking. You just say, I want this home. I'm willing to wait for it if I don't find anything else before then. But you want to be able to get your binder back. So, but you don't pay a binder until the offer is accepted. So you put on the contract that you're going to pay a binder. The binder is not required. Or escrow, some people say earnest money deposit is not a requirement. But if you're going to put that in a contract, you also make note that earnest money will not be due until offer is accepted by bank. Not accepted by the seller, accepted by the bank. That way you don't have $1,000 just on hold for 90 days. Then you do, what if you find another house that you like? Then now you got to pay $2,000 because you got this on hold. You got to wait for that to come back. But you got 3 days to put this money here. So it's always best to write it to where the earnest money will be due upon 3 days of accepted offer from the bank, not the seller. So with that being said, there's so many steps involved. And like I said, some people thinking that when they on the seller side back now, that when they list this house, their market is good for it. Oh, why can't I list it for $220,000 even though I only else? Because you're already behind. And the law and HUD and all these regulations say that you can't make any money off of this property. You can't make any money as a seller. You can only accept enough to cover what you owe if the market allows. Now, if the market say, you owe $175,000, but your house ain't worth $145, then they're taking a loss. They're taking a loss. So then it's on the reverse side, meaning you got to get the max that you can for the property, because it's not even worth what you. That's why they say you upside down and stuff like that. That's what that means when you kind of upside down the market. Your house ain't worth what you owe. So, that's another aspect of when you're thinking about doing a short sale. No one should rush you, and you shouldn't be rushing to doing a short sale, because those things, like I said, it takes time. It has to be approved by your mortgage lender or your mortgage company, whoever your mortgage is with. They have to approve that short sale. You can't just decide on your own just because you're behind on your mortgage to go for a sale. To do a short sale. And people weigh, should I do a short sale? Just let it go to foreclosure. My advice is, always seek attorney advice, but from credit people that I deal with, a foreclosure will hit your credit a lot harder than a short sale will. And if you decide to buy in the future, you might not have to wait as long to make another purchase if you get a job and get stable again with a short sale, as opposed to what you might have to wait if you have an actual foreclosure. So those are just a lot of options that a seller would have to kind of weigh out before they just jump into a short sale. And me as an agent, I would never just automatically tell the customer, oh, you need to short sell this home. No, because it's a lot on the agent as their listing agent. It's a little more steps involved and a little more communication involved, a little more brain matter involved when we're dealing with a short sale home as a listing agent. And it's stressful on the buyer's agent side, because the seller's agent wants you to keep your buyer and, engaged in his home, but they know the process is going to be long. So that's why I always try to whether I'm on the listing or the selling side, I want to give both parties, no matter what side I'm on, enough information to know that this short sale is not going to be easy. And some people, under assumption, some sellers, some buyers say, well, they submit an offer, the buyer submits an offer for whatever the price is, and the seller accepts it. So some people got in their mind that the seller accepted this offer, so we're good. No, that's not how that works when you're in a short sale. The seller can accept that, which the seller should never accept anything less than what they owe unless the market doesn't allow them to. But they should never accept the offer that will net them, because they have to put into factor the prorated the taxes, the commission, and everything, and what the net is going to be. And the net should be at minimum what they owe left on their mortgage, to make it clear. So even though you might put a low offer in, and the seller might say, oh, I accept the offer because they just don't want to deal with it. That offer has to go to the bank. They can sign it. They can give you a contract back. But that contract really means squatly poop until that listing agent gets back with your agent as a buyer and say, hey, the bank approved the amount that they had agreed upon. Okay, let's move forward. They're ready to move forward. They said we could, move forward with this process. That's what you want to get. The seller could say, yeah, that's a good deal all day long. But if the bank say, heck no, we can't accept that deal. You owe us XYZ dollars, and you gonna accept the offer for $75,000 less? No. And the market says you can get that 75. No, you need to shoot. That's a negative offer. And I've seen that happen. Like, the owner know that the bank ain't gonna accept these lowball offers, but they just don't want to deal with it. They just want to shoot whatever the bank would. Because sometimes, and I have seen this, a house to be listed, a short sale home be listed on the market for, let's say, example, $220,000, and they'll be on a short sale. Then next thing you know, you'll see it go from being listed at 220 to drop down to like 198. Be like, dang, that's when I first got the market. I didn't understand. I'm like, well, dang, this house was just listed. How did it drop? Like, but because of FHA and some HUD regulations, sometimes if it was an FHA loan, they have regulations where during certain periods or whatever the case, however it is, because I'm not in the mortgage industry, they have to drop it. And you be like, dang, okay. But then they'll drop it, and if you don't jump on it, maybe why it's right then, and another 30 days done roll by, then you come back, it done went back up 15,000. You be like, well, dang, it was just down 20, now it's back up 15. Because they have to go, even though they the mortgage company, and they holding your mortgage, and if it's a HUD mortgage or whatever, FHA, they got to follow FHA rules. And if for some reason FHA they got to drop it, they got to drop it. You better jump on it, hurry. But if you don't have a fast mortgage company moving in process, by the time they get that offer and it's another 30 days on roll by before they respond to you, then it don't went back up again. Then they do get it, like, oh, it's too low. Like, yeah, you probably submitted it when they when they were required to drop it down. So it's an up and down, really real roller coaster when you're talking about short sales. So, I wouldn't, if you're not in a hurry to move, or if maybe you're an investor, so you're really not in a big hurry, you'll wait on it. You'll put an offer in for 40-day out, full month out closing, because you know how short sales are. You know how the price might fluctuate up and down. We know at the end of the day, as agents, that the seller can't come. They can't come. Hey, but I can make. No, they will not allow you to make money off a short sale. So get it out of your head. You cannot do it. So with that being said, I always like to counsel people when they're thinking about doing a short sale. Or I like to tell people that, if I've closed a house with you, if you come to the point where you have lost your job, do not wait 30 days later to, start, thinking of an option. I'm like, there are programs out here to help people who have lost their job, who have mortgages. Depending on, some people, they get mortgages with certain companies. They have programs for you within the mortgage. If they don't sell your mortgage after closing, some lenders have those programs for you to give you like a 3 month buffer. You know what I'm saying, on payments or whatever until you find a job, where they just really put it at the end, or they break it up. But you gotta get information about that. Don't just jump into that if you don't know what the rules are, what the qualifications are, what they're gonna do after they give you that time. But don't hesitate. If you lose your job and your job don't give you severance, especially if a job that don't give you severance, you need to start finding and looking in your local community for resources to help you either pay a portion or maybe even all of your mortgage, to at least give you another month of buffer. Or if you get severance, you need to start deciding, hey, if I can't find a job, I done got 60 days severance and now I spent 30 days and I haven't found a job yet. Okay, I need to do some other option. Maybe I need to put my house up for sale, because if you're in a good market area, then if you put your house up before, you are late on any payments or whatever, then you can sell it, and then you can sell it for more if the market allows, and make a profit and sell it and get rid of it before it even gets to being considered to becoming any pre-foreclosure, or before you would have to do any short sale or anything like that. So those are just options. I always tell people, don't wait till the last minute if you lose your job or if your spouse lost their job. Reach out to your realtor, because we sometimes know programs that can help you, or we can refer you to programs that can help you. But if you're down to the point where you're getting your bags got to be out in 2 days, and you knew 30 days ago, or you knew 60 days ago, or you knew 90 days ago, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to get ready to you. I'm going to be looking at you like, why are you waiting so long? Why? Come on, man. Give me time to help you out. Give me time. Give us realtors time to help research. I mean, our job may not be to help recover homes, but I think a baseline of our knowledge should be, what are programs out there that can help people who are about to lose their homes. And that's a part of us keeping ourselves educated in real estate. That's a part of, I feel like, us as realtors will be able to educate you, like, hey, Rachel, I lost my job. I'm like, hey, you can go up here to the YCCCC program or whatever, and if you already got like one late notice, sometimes some of them require you to get at least one late notice. Some of them don't. Some of them just require you to get that notice from your job saying that you terminated, and they'll start helping you out. They might not help you out 2 months in a row, but this program can't help you out for pay your mortgage for 60 days until you get a job, help you get in a career service so you can write another resume or whatever the case may be that you might need. But don't wait. If you don't have to wait till you get into to a position where you're getting to be pre-foreclosed on, or get in a position where you're might have to do a short sale and have to, get approval to do that. Don't hesitate, man. Reach out to somebody in the real estate world. I mean, I'm not going to say that all agents know, because, I mean, we're in the business to help people buy and sell homes, not necessarily, and help them, a little bit about refinancing and, and reverse mortgage. We know a little bit about that, but those are lender fields. But we have a little information about those things, but you won't know unless you ask. So I always tell people, ask. You never know. You never know. All you can, the worst you can get is a no. Like, I don't know nothing about that. And I don't claim to know everything, but I'm always looking. And when I hear people tell me about different programs, I go research these programs, because I never know when I might have a customer that will fall into that category and will need assistance from a mortgage company to help pay their mortgage. I don't know. But if I'm in that position, I feel like, and I can give you that information or give you that referral, and it helps you out, guess what? It'll help me out, because you'll be like, man, this realtor over here, she hooked me up, man. They might have not paid my rent or my mortgage for 2 months, but they paid for 30 days. They helped me out, give me a little bit more time before I could find a home, before I could do all kind of things and stuff like that. So what I always like to say is, ask questions before you jump into something. Get a professional involved. I'm always going to say that. Get a professional involved. We may not know everything, but we might can guide you and direct you in the direction that you need to be going. And that might help you get the answers you need, or the help you need if you need it. So just be mindful as a buyer. Short sale processes is not a short process. Don't mean you're going to close in a couple of days. And on the seller side, it's not just I'm going to make an extra profit off this. No. You got to get approval to be on the seller side to even do a short sale. And as a buyer, we got to wait. The seller can sign off on that contract saying they accept it, but it ain't even it. The bank has to do it. So there's just a lot of play involved. So I think that's enough tea on realty for today. I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. As always, it's always a pleasure to get you guys to come in and tune in and listen. You know, I'm always looking forward to sharing information that I come about. And if there's a topic that I like to talk about, sometimes topics just come to me because I might be in the midst or doing some conversation with somebody about different things. So I always just want to be, sometimes when it's fresh in my mind, I have to do a video and I have to get it out and I have to record it. But I want to say thank everybody for following and sharing with my content. Continue to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, here in YouTube. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, The Tea on Realty, so you can get every week new information about the tea on realty and other things that we do. We have sometimes giveaways, we have contests. You have to check our website at www.theteaonrealty.org. If there's a topic or a subject that you want me to talk about or give you more detail about, for either be for you or someone else, hit your girl up. info@theteaonrealty.org, or send me a message on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or comment on here on YouTube and let me know, hey, I want to know about this topic, or comment about any other video that I did. So I just want to say I'm grateful, I'm thankful. We're still doing the fundraiser for the free food distribution. We having a fundraiser on Facebook. So if you're following us on the Tea on Realty Inc. on our Facebook page, make sure you donate to our fundraisers that we're doing on Facebook. If you don't feel comfortable donating to that entity, you can always donate through our website, www.theteaonrealty.org. We have PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, all kind of ways that you can donate. We do not accept cash donations, and we are a nonprofit organization, so don't worry about that when it comes to, you know, your taxes. I know people are very concerned and worried and want to know, is it tax deductible and things like that. So definitely we give out those notices. So I just want to say thank you, guys, for tuning in to the Tea on Realty. Thank you so much. Keep following, keep sharing, and I hope that you learned something today that you didn't already know, or you learned more on what you already knew.